That's a very good question. So somebody from the Hindu tradition is asking, is it useless for me to do Sikh prayers, to do Kirtan and Path, if it's being done while I'm cutting my hair? And should I be looking towards being baptized within Sikhi in order to gain any sort of final victory out of this, or any sort of final sort of reward out of this? I would say that Path is never useless. I would say Kirtan is never useless. Of course, everybody is on their journey. Everybody is on their spiritual journey. But Kirtan, and more importantly, understanding what the Guru is saying, is never going to be a useless thing to do. So I wouldn't be too disheartened about it. But I think the key thing that Siddhant said is that I am a Hindu, so of course I cut my hair. Now what that reminds me of a story of a Hindu master that went to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and said, I understand what you're doing, I get that you are starting this great spiritual tradition, but why the need for hair? I don't understand why in this modern day and age we need to grow our hair. And this is a Hindu talking to Guru Gobind Singh Ji back at the time of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And he said, this is the modern age now, we don't need to do this. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji replies back and says that you are a Hindu, you have studied your scriptures, but he says you haven't understood your scriptures. You haven't understood that hair is something that belongs to your tradition. If you go back to all of your great warriors, your great meditators, they all grew their hair. This is not my tradition. This is not my thing that I'm starting a new religion. He says, you've not understood your own tradition. And he says, what you're doing is you're ignoring your own tradition of growing your hair and you're blaming it on modern times. And he says, tell me what's so modern about the time. He said, people are the same. He said, the worries of mankind are exactly the same. The duties of mankind, we all go to work, we all earn a living, we all raise a family. He says, the sun shines the same, the grass grows the same, the trees, the sky is the same color, everything's the same. He says, you're blaming this idea of modernity. And he's saying, you're saying that the world is modern, but nothing is modern. He says, so you don't understand the modern age and you don't understand the ancient age. You haven't understood anything. So I think it's very telling that the modern world is now convincing even the ancient traditions that actually you don't need to grow your hair. Look at every ancient tradition, every spiritual tradition. Buddha is seen with a jura, with a top knot on his head. Christ is depicted with long hair and a beard. All of the great Hindu mystics are seen in the same way. All Greek gods are seen with long hair and a long beard. Where on earth has mankind been convinced that this isn't part of who we are? So I don't think that we need to blame modern life. We need to look at ourselves. The reality is the majority of people are cutting their hair because they're a little bit concerned about how they're going to be perceived. And so a part of you is still holding on to this idea that actually I'm worried about how I look. But the whole path of Guru Nanak is to say, let it all go. Why don't you just accept? Because Guru Nanak's path says that the very first thing you have to do is accept Hukam. Hukam says this is the way of the world. This is the way of mankind. The really interesting question that we always get asked as Sikhs is, why are you growing your hair? But the appropriate response is that we're not growing our hair. This is what happens when you don't do anything. When you simply leave your body alone, this is what it looks like. And the very path of Sikhi, the very answer to the question of what is Sikhi, it is to accept Hukam. As the universe is, go with it. If you want to meditate, Guruji says that Hor aakh na sake koi, nobody can give you any other way of meditating. The way of meditating is to accept Hukam. So this is a really important part of it. So I will always say, people, please carry on doing Path, please carry on doing Kirtan, but please also try and understand what the Guru is saying. The Guru is saying, just let it go. And I think that comes from a very famous Disney song as well, Let It Go. So teach your children, let it go, let it go. Let it all go. Let your body do what it was made to do. If you cut your hair, it comes back. That's your body telling you something. Yeah? And if you're singing Kirtan, great. But don't think you're singing to someone out there. You're singing to the very natural order of the universe. Sing to Hukam. Let hukam do its job, and then your kirtan, your bhakti, your part will become a lot easier.